but we were deserving. Our nature deserved wrath. It says, we want to think that God is the one that makes everything good and soft and cottony and, I don't know, huggable. Have you ever thought of God? I mean, what is the power of God look in your head? I love watching the images of AI. You know, I mean, have you seen those moments like AI? They describe someone, who knows who, but someone was crazy enough to describe to an AI kind of processor the image of an angel. And you're like, oh, wow. You know, when you see these things, they don't look like the cupids that we see, you know, around, like these little fat babies with their arrows, you know what I mean? They definitely don't look like that. They don't look cute, mate. Angels are scary. I don't know if you've ever seen an angel. You better pray you don't. Because if not, you're going to keep on seeing them because you could die of a heart attack. These things are for real. Oh, yo, we read about angels. We're like, oh, send your angels, Lord. For real? I mean, we're so romantic without knowledge that we lose the mark of his glory. Someone the other day was talking to me about, you know what? People ask for the glory. And I'm like, I don't want the glory. And people was like, they were thinking about it. Like, what do you mean? It's like, no, I don't want the glory. The glory of God is scary, mate. The glory of God, I don't know. I mean, there are times that I'm praying and I close my eyes and I feel such a presence of God that I get so scared I'm going to meet him really face to face. And I say, enough. Thank you, Truff. God bless you. See you on Sunday. I don't know if you've been with God, but God is not goody tissue Santa Claus. The glory of God has a weight, and it will crush everything we think we are, as it makes us pure and acceptable to his palate, because we are that taste that he likes. And whatever doesn't taste to him, he will crush until it's a good light. That's the spirit that sometimes, show us your glory. And we sing about things like that. Nowadays, the worship songs have changed. They don't sing about those real things, anymore. It's about us, There is another in the fight. I'm going to make it, basically. And I like it. We got to go back to be scared of the presence of God a little bit. Hello. I mean, enough of that cotton presence of God that it feels like air conditioning. You know what I mean? Hello. I want to be with a God that at least I'm scared of. And where I come from, glory is a different thing. I don't dare to open my eyes if the glory of God will be filling this place. The Bible talks about moments when his glory will fill the temple, and everyone will be like that in their faces in the ground. And we have lost the privilege and the knowledge of that glory. And we think glory is goosebumps. But God is calling us to be a generation that ushers the real deal. A new oil. More than new wine. Is the wine that will be served in front of the king. I just don't want to be any part of that vine in that field. I want to be that crushed grape that he can drink whenever he's thirsty. I want that glory. And he's going to take everything from me. And he's going to ask me to lose my transgressions. He's going to demand that sins are erased in his blood. And I remember no more of my own cravings. That's what we're reading. Ephesians. The Ephesians were funny people. A little bit of context, right? Just to smooth it out for a minute. Yeah? Are you okay? Are you sweating already? No. Ephesians were actually quite creative people. Actually, they in this moment, they had become a very cosmopolitan center, a very wealthy place, because they were near to the shore, so they were merchants. A lot of merchants, a lot of the biggest companies in the moment, Apple and Amazon, would be in Ephesus. They would be there because it was the place to be able to move around and move with and through. And to these people and to these Christians that were living there, He's trying to say to them, you used to live and think differently, but your success externally doesn't mean you're nearer to me. So you need to start getting your act together and start looking at what is the aim that I chose for you. We live in a world that tries to say to us, you choose and aim at your best you. But that's not gospel. That's not going to lead you to Christ. What leads us to Christ is to understand what he chose for us and to point a blank at that place and say, hey, Lord, this is my gift. These are my boats. This is my port. This is my merchandise. That's my merch. This is what I produce. This is it. This is what I bring to my base. If my ship, if my soul is in this land, this is what I will bring in. This is what is actually carrying the juice, the nectar of who I am. This is what carries wealth into the land and from the land. But some of us don't spend enough time knowing what is it, as Courtney would say, what the heck is it that we are? I love it. Do you know? She preached so good on Sunday. She killed it. We don't spend enough time realizing that we used to live among them. But just like that, he changed it. And we're not from them anymore. And we are in that tension. Some of us never get out of that because we want to stay in the clique. We want to stay known how we were known. Have you ever kind of found an old friend? Have you ever found yourself in a conversation with an old friend and you are definitely very different from that person that they used to call friend? It is difficult to translate, you know, when they start to do even the same jokes that back in the day you would die laughing about. But now, compassion has done a number on you. And the presence of God has holified you, as I would call it, enough for you to actually have some breaks on the ground and say, no, that was not funny. I don't take great pleasure on that. I might like it, but I have conviction now because I know him better. So I cannot laugh. It is not enough to make me happy. Satiety, it doesn't reach the level of making me satisfied anymore because I only get satisfied with him. Just like that, you find out how much you have changed. Just like that. You're like, oh, I didn't. Okay. Have you ever been in a moment, in a season that you don't understand if you're growing with God? And you're like, I'm stuck. And then you find yourself just like that in a situation that you would thrive on your sin. Sorry, your transgressions. Sorry, on that unknown. And you find there's something different. God has done something to me. I don't know if you're like me, but I don't like surprises. It's very difficult to surprise me. If you find my good friends, my family, you know, my kids, my wife, it's difficult to surprise me. I will smell it on you before you come around. It's very difficult. I'll smell it. Are you weird? I know you have some. I don't know what it is, especially closer to my birthday. My spider senses come alive. Or when someone has said something about me or done something dodgy. When my kids have done something stupid. I know their eyes. I don't know what they did, but they did something. And I know. It's because I know them. And more than anything, I have allowed myself to be loved and known. I know how to surprise God with a yes. I'll dedicate the rest of my life to surprise God with my yes. Because God doesn't deserve my no's. There's no no's in the presence of God. I don't know if you figured that one out, but that's for free. You can take it home and start living it. But God deserves a good yes. A yes that is informed by his grace. Not only produced by what he does or how he feels, his love. We like that. But to understand the mercies of God is when you're dwelling in that relationship and you want to say a good yes. An informed yes. A sacrificial yes. Not like when you were young and you had impulsive Christianity. If you're new, enjoy it. If you have spent more than 20 seconds with God, keep on enjoying it because you're going to start discovering who you are. If you have walked with God a little bit more, your yeses come full of what you should do. And sometimes we lose the love and we start understanding the mercy. Kids, they want to feel loved. Adults, we're used to the mercy. I shouldn't have. But God. And I want an adult faith. Like children, but I want to adult it. I want to be focused on the mercy and what I shouldn't have. Because the mercies are what God does. It's out of his outstretched arm over our lives. But the love is how he feels. It's how he feels that attracts us. But it's the mercies of God that mature us. When you love someone, you correct them. That's called mercy. You show them. You convict them. So this is a good measure. Show me the level of conviction during the week that you have, and I'll show you the level of growth. It is easy. Do a test this week. Maybe post about it. Hashtag convicted. I don't know. Hopefully there's a lot of hashtags like that around the world. Because that means we're meeting with God and we're getting to know him. And more importantly, he knows us.